Hey, what's up, everybody? Not gonna be up here long. Gonna talk to you just for a little bit, but give me a little bit of time to share to Twitter and also to Facebook so that they can know that I'm on. I'm actually waiting on a food delivery to eat some salad. I'm doing this new thing where I don't eat past 7 o'clock. I just started Monday. Years ago, I used to be on a regimen like that. It was what I called the fasted lifestyle. So what I would do, it actually got to where I would eat my last meal at 3 and then I just snack with nuts and fruits and such a day, all in until I go to bed at night. Well, except 3 hours right before I go to bed at night. But I stopped all of that, and I done got too big. And as a result of me being so big, I'm 6'2". I'm at 200 pounds, and I ain't got no business being this big. So and learn. Hold on for a minute. I'm telling Facebook, and so what I'm doing now, I'm slowly but surely going back to the regimen that I had then. So that's what I'm doing. What is this here? No, not now. Okay, I just posted on Facebook so my Facebook followers can know that I am on. Now, this is what I need for each and every last one of you to do. I need for you all to share with your social media following. And everybody, pretty please, hit that thumbs up so that we can have the conversation. All right, I'm going to be asking all of my moderators, let anybody commentate on whatever they want to commentate on, but if they saying other platforms' names and giving them free advertising, which y'all know I charge for, nicely, give them a little warning, say don't do that no more, delete the comment, then we do it again, block them. Make sure they're going to wherever they need to be going, but here is not the place for them. Okay, so I just put it out to those that are on my, why is this doing like this? Mini player, default, okay, that's better. All right, so hello to each and every one that's gonna be listening to this conversation, and I'm gonna tell you where this conversation is coming from. I'm not gonna call any names because I made some posts over the last few hours. And before I made those posts, see, a lot of you don't know this. Before I make certain posts, it is a lot of times it requires some pre-work. That means, listen to what I'm saying. That means I have, HAVE. That means I have to contact certain parties because this is fair media. Now, let me tell you how it works in this world of vlogging. And I'm gonna use Tasha K as an example. Anything we see online or pop off, we really can talk about it. And Tasha K does well with that. TMZ, Breakfast Club, when they're doing what Angela Yee does, a lot of people do that. Now, some take it a little bit farther, and on one with Tasha K, she does this. Meaning, if you send her some information that may be private, and because you are already in the public as a personality, she will put out that private information. Now, see, I don't do that. Her doing that is not wrong. It's a full business. You remember the National Enquirer? I guess they still in business. But all the magazines just sit right there to the side when you're at the grocery store, and you'll say, speaking in tongue, mom and them will pick it up and read, say, Lord have mercy, what? Or you'll say, speaking in tongue, mom and them, after church, at the kitchen table, talk about everybody's business and everything that's going on. Them tongue talkers, the real saved folk. But they always will have kitchen table talk. It's just something that everybody does, but the black community, especially the black church community, which is one of my niches in doing LRL, we are known for that. And it's an idea that I had to do it this way. Now, there are people that have done it before me that, of course, I'm not going to name, because this is my platform, and some of these niggas didn't do right, and as a result, we won't never friends. Now, don't get me, we won't never friends, but we ain't even colleagues no more. I mean, you do what I do, but I don't even see you. You don't exist to me. So I ain't gonna name their names. But there have been other people that done it before me, but nobody has done it the way that I do it. Hell, because they ain't me. And so it makes it extremely good, and it's unique and it's entertainment. Thank you to everybody that watched and tell everybody about it. Okay, so that's that. So I sort of got hold of this idea, and then it had to pass through who I am as a person. Who I am as a person is this. If you come and tell me something about somebody and it's their private information, I'm going to have a full reaction. What? Really? But in my soul and in my heart of hearts, this is just a story. You just telling me what happened to you. I don't know if what you're telling me is the truth, but we're going to have the whole conversation as if it is. And then my life go on. It don't stay in my heart. It don't stay in my soul. And so it's the same thing with this platform. A lot of times you guys are telling me all these different stories. Look, there are 815 of you on YouTube. Can y'all all just hit the thumbs up? Thank you very much. Thank you. You tell me a story. I'm listening to your story, or I see your post online. I'm seeing your post, and it's just a story. But if I'm then going to take it and I'm going to put it on my platform, then if it's in private, you give me your story, I have to see if it's in public. If it's not in public, it'll never make my platform. But if it is already in public, I may need to do some checking. There is a post that was made by a baby mama today. This baby mama put it out there. The father of her baby is a preacher from my hometown. And in the hometown, he's been around doing it. He should be about 40 years old now. I mean, he can't be 40. No, he's younger than me. He probably is 35 now, maybe. He could be younger than that, and I not know it. But anyway, been preaching around in North Carolina for a long time. And so a whole lot of people know this young preacher in our hometown, or in our state at least. And so what ended up happening was some time ago, he got engaged to some female. I'm not going to say her name. In fact, I got to take her name out that postcard. I told her I was going to take her name out. She hit me up. And when he done that, from what I understand, this is like a really good girl. And from what I've been told, she was sort of behind him grabbing hold of certain things in his life. One of those things, his child, and at least publicly acknowledging him. And so he did. So I put him on my show because at the same time I was going through all of those pastors who were not even recognizing and legitimizing their sons. And so I praised him. I praised another. The boy used to go with Kiara Sheard in Detroit. I think his name started with a W. William Welton or Weldon Smith. Oh, I'm doing good with these names today. That's his name? Somebody tell me that's his name. Is it Welton Smith? But anyway, I put his name out there. And I praised him. I heard from him. He's like, wow, thank you. I didn't think, that my failure can then turn around and be something positive for somebody else. Thank you so much for sharing. But this other guy, he had a problem with, oh my God, don't tell that. Don't say, oh my God, I don't want to be on your show. I'm saying, but this is something positive. I ain't thinking of it no more. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, there must be something that he don't want to ever have discussed, or maybe there's a crazy baby mama connected to this or something. So I didn't even really understand. I see what you're saying about don't come off your throne to address peasants. This is not about addressing what you would term as peasants. This is about clarifying what I do. And then I'm also going to share with those of you that are going to end up in a scandal. Listen to me. It's coming. Something's going to happen. Your privacy is going to come in public. And this the information age. I'm going to tell you free how to handle it. All right? I'm going to tell you free. All right, so here we go. So, the next thing I know today, the baby mama comes back and says, look, he owes, and this is her story. We do not know if this is the truth or not. She put online, he owes $16,000 in arrears. Nobody should have him preaching at his church. Nobody should have him going around anywhere preaching. Now, back in my mind, I said, girl, you doing this. He ain't going to have nowhere to preach. But tell you the truth, black folks so forgiving, it don't even really matter. If you're too good of a preacher and too good of a singer and got a little following, them folk ain't going nowhere. That's just how it is. But anyway, and so then she said, $16,000 and you ain't seen this child, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm seeing this. Now, mind you, this preacher I've known, he used to come to my meetings and my services when he was young, before he got into ministry. And so I know who this person is. And I don't have a relationship with him now, but I know him. I know who he is. You know what I mean. And so anyway, and so I'm looking like, ugh. So I Harriet inbox him. I found, went to her page and messages. I hit her up. You know, Facebook putting them messages in different places. So I hit both of them up, and I began to have a conversation with everybody. And so in the conversation, after she ended up calling me through Facebook, and we had a conversation. So she's telling me her story. I said, you know, the things that you're telling me are so shocking, and it's her story. I said that I'm having all these, come hollering. I mean, by myself, what? You know, I'm going through the change, you know, just extra. I said, you know what, don't tell me none of this right now on the line. Let's just stick with your post. Because if we end up doing a live interview, then I want to be able to give my authentic reaction to my audience. You know, they tune in for the content and for me. I said, so I need to bring them me, and I don't want to be not authentic. I said, so don't tell me none of that yet. She still slipped out some stuff. Jesus Christ. Okay, so anyway, so you know. So then I began to ask about the baby. Now, of course, he had already said it was his son, but in my work and what I do, especially when people like to get lawyers and all this kind of stuff after me, I need hard, you know, evidence and proof as much as possible. You know, I already knew, I said, this is his baby. Ain't no man getting that claim of baby that ain't here. So he sent me the paternity test, sent me a whole lot of court documents, up to date on everything that's going on. I mean, audio recordings, some of everything. And so I verified what she was saying. And then it was later when he hit me up. It took him a while to get back to me, the women, and she was in that mode. So she was, she was coming like this already. She was letting everything come out with him. And so he eventually, so I'm asking him, okay, do you see this post? Sent him the post. He said that she was lying. I said, okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to look in the YouTube community or Facebook page, my last post after you get off here, but don't go nowhere right now. Okay, there's 1,200 and something of you up here. I need all of you to hit the thumbs up. Lord have mercy, my community. It's like I'm asking y'all for money. I'm not even asking for money. I even had a conversation with you guys, you know, every time I sit up here and I talk and give you, you know, this kind of entertainment, you should be in the habit, even if it's $1, I'm not always just taking stuff free. Try to start changing stuff in your life. Especially an entrepreneur, you don't need to do that. Don't need to be a habit for you. You know, but I ain't even saying that right now. Just give the offering of a thumbs up. Just a donation. Ding, and share. All right, anyway. That means hit like on the video. Okay, so I'm talking to him. He began to tell me that she is lying. She is upset. She just mad. She has all these other children. She need to be focused on the rest of these children. She don't need to be worried about me. You know, why is she wearing me so bad? I'm in my child's life. You know, I don't know what she's talking about. She ain't lying. Now, he didn't give no answer for the money part, but he said that she was lying. And to tell you the truth, that's really what I wanted to hear. I'm not even gonna lie. Somebody said you don't see the thumbs up. You must be in the app. So you would probably have to close the app, go to LarryReidLive, the YouTube page, and then find the video and then click. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Maybe you have to do it afterwards. So if you gotta do it afterwards, that's fine. And so anyway, and so that's really what I wanted to hear, because I just can't take all these black men and preachers and pastors that's not taking care of their children. That thing is irritating to me, and I don't like it. Now, there's one thing I don't like. That's one thing. And I don't like no man beating a woman. Them two things, you're going to get up under my skin. And I think anybody that watch LRL know that by now, that if you do any of those two things, that there's going to be a whole problem. You're going to have me to bother you over to there again. So I'm looking, you know, into my inbox, and I'm looking at I see them dots coming up, so I'm waiting on everything that he's saying because I want to hear. You know, didn't speak concerning the money part. You know, but he was just saying that she was a liar. So I said, okay. And he told me a few other things. I said, okay. So that's his side of the story. So then it was time for my post. Now I've already verified. Now, while I'm talking to him, she's sending me all this stuff. So I'm looking at my inbox while I'm talking to him, and everything's verified. So I said, okay, now I can make this post. And so the post that I made, let me read it to you so you can hear the post that I made, so you can understand how I work and the spirit in which I work. I don't work with a malicious spirit. I don't work with a spirit of, ooh, got to expose you. I don't work with a spirit of, let me get them back. That just, y'all have seen people come for me all kinds of ways, and I don't never throw the first hit. It's always me answering back to something you done did that's totally, absolutely crazy, and now I got to say something because you done say something. That just ain't my energy. It just ain't my spirit. It just ain't. You can do me all kinds of wrong and it will stay in privacy and nobody would know nothing about it. You would have to do something, make it public or come public in another way for me to mention it. I'm just not going to do that. That's how I live my life for real. And the people that know me can verify that. Maybe they're in this chat, 1,300 something people, maybe somebody from my hometown or somebody I pastor or somebody we were friends, used to be friends or used to deal or done business with me. That ain't me. It just ain't. That it just ain't. It just is not Larry Reid's character. Plain and simple. It's not been my practice. My show been in operation since 2016. You can go back. Everything I do is, if I ain't made it private, is out there. So you can judge, go back over and scour and try to catch me and see if I said I'm one way that I really am. Catch me. And if I do wrong, I come right here and apologize. I remember that time when I was helping TS and the Queen's Court at the time, TS and I call her Kia, but Kaya. And she went off saying this all crazy stuff and categorized me wrong and talked on the side of her face. And I came out here and fussed, and my co-host at the time cussed. I think I said 1 or 2 cuss words. Cuss, let's lay it out. Battery acid, puss, look, I mean, all kind of stuff I said out my mouth. It was horrible. And I came back and apologized. Said, I don't want my brand to be connected to anything like that. Any of that YouTube beef going back and forth. And the truth is, I don't know if you can do this job and not have to deal with that sometimes, because I have. But that ain't my energy. That ain't, I have to get it back. But that ain't my energy. Okay? So anyway, so then now I'm getting, all this information together, and I make this post. I'm going to read it to you. Rich now. And I said that was my last post on that page, but really it's not, because I just posted this link, so it's not my last post. But this is what I posted. I said, pretty popular NC evangelist Marshall Blackman has been outed online today by his baby mom, Tornisha, as a deadbeat father that isn't financially or physically present in the life of his son. I remember years ago when Marshall was engaged to another woman named Ashley Power. And he, I wasn't supposed to say that. Let's see if I can edit this, because she asked me to take her name out of it. I'm going to take that out. Engaged to another woman. Sorry, it's been time being a one-person team just has its downfalls. Well, he was dating some engaged to another woman he recognized his son publicly online. I did a show and praised him and another preacher for doing that publicly. Today, Tanisha Zoe, I don't know if you say that, Zoe, alleges he currently owes $16K in arrears and that child support has been trying to serve him, but he's dodging. She claims she's given him several opportunities to fix this and repair his relationship with his son, and that they have a court date for 1/26. She's getting no response about anything and has been blocked on all social media. Marshall denies. Listen to this. This is what I put in here. Now you see, a lot of people ain't not going to put this kind of work for it, because I'm not going to tell this story and just share for clicks and for shares and for people to respond. Oh, she just out of here. And Pastor ought to be shaming himself, because if I had done that, which I used to do that, and didn't put as much effort and work, but I'm working with a production company. Y'all see I'm doing some things with Warner Brothers and all the different kind of people hitting me up to advertise stuff. I can't run this platform like the ghetto. I can't. So I've learned some stuff. So in this narrative, now I have what he said. And he said, I deny. Marshall denies most of these claims and says she is lying and is upset. And that court is actually 4/26 and should be concerned with her other children's fathers. He's contemplating a restraining order and says he spends time with this child, which I saw several pics and vids. He sent them to me. Although she says the last time he's seen him was 11/1/19. Now, allegedly, he stays in Clayton and she stays in Briar Creek. If you're in North Carolina, what's that, 20 minutes from each other? Maybe 30 minutes from each other. All right, so it sounds to me, this is what I said, so it sounds to me that the courts are needed because their claims aren't parallel. I am from NC and knew him when he was a teen, and he's a terribly gifted singer and preacher, and the man is bad. And like he tells me and tell me all the time, every time I see him, I used to look up to you, the way God used you. He was young, so there's no way I can deny what is on his life, because then I have to deny what I've done and any contribution, if any, that I made has been an example to him during those years. Okay, then it says, so it sounds to me that the courts are needed. I'm from NC and I knew him when he was a teen, and he is terribly gifted singer and preacher. Not sure what right yet on this, but let me say this. I hate it when any black, and y'all know this, any black male that is a father and preacher does not take care of their child and at the same time holds a position in the church where they are spiritual fathers to others. I think that's more than hypocritical. And that the church and all of the leaders and its members that allow it are partakers of the injustice. Fatherlessness is a sin that comes out of poor character. We all have sinned and fell short, and some still sin and repent. But an injustice requires more than just repentance. A neglected child is an injustice. Can y'all type that? A neglected child is an injustice. I'm going to wait till I see it. I want us to get this. I think we get off on everything else except what we're supposed to be getting off on. We need to be getting off on, keep the main thing the main thing. Now, we don't know, because according to him, he's in the child life. According to her, he's not. According to her, he's not paying. He hasn't spoken on whether he's paying or not, or what the situation is. Okay? A neglected child is an injustice. Injustices are not just a sin you repent for. Injustices are remedied by a confrontation with what is just. If it's an injustice, you need justice to remedy it, right? That's right. Time with dad and dad's money is just. Time with dad and dad's money is just. I am asking every black man, especially preachers, to get in your child's life and take care of them. This child, his name is Connor, has ADHD and going through impulsive behavior and mental issues. What do you guys think of this happening continually in our community and our families? Don't hold absent fathers accountable and the church is silent about it. So one of the first things that he said to me, and I'm not going to read it word for word, but I want to give you a spirit of what he was saying to me. This is the reason why I'm going live. I'll tell you the first few things he said. It's a long inbox. He said, first of all, I told him in the exchange when we were talking prior, I said to her, and Tashina, how you say your name, can verify this. I said this in text or either over the phone. I said, it's public now. I asked her to take it down with the trade-off that I will post about it. But I told her I have to get your side too. Like 8 people from NC hit me up about it. This is what I told him. So this is at, okay, I can't tell the timestamp in this Facebook. But then after I posted it at 5:28 p.m., he said, Reid, you made a post? I said, yes, it's public. So I do public stuff, but I do it unbiased. Read it. Then I said, scroll up. I told you I was going to do it. Then he went through this whole change. So when I said to him, I told him that I understand. And I made a post the other day concerning Bishop Rodney Andrews. He's hit me up and hit me back up as well. I'm going to talk to him. Talk soon. Hold on, let me tell that now. Tell him that now. Talk soon. We will discuss. When I titled this, I've been exposed online, who to blame and what to do. He began to go into this conversation with me that felt as though he was on the verge of wanting to blame or call down God or something of that nature as it relates to me. Let me just give everybody this fair warning. I don't want y'all to be tricked by seeing me act fool, do fake cuss words, and do comedy as I do this show. My personal life and how I still live my life, I still live very close to God. So coming at me like I'm just some unsaved somebody, I don't think you're going to want the boomerang. Because when you speak stuff out your mouth, that stuff got to land somewhere. And it ain't got nowhere to land over here. Because all the stuff you saying, you thinking I'm somebody I'm not, it ain't got nowhere to land. So when, I want y'all to text this. What you say about me gotta land somewhere. It gotta land somewhere. And if I am that, it will land here. But what if I'm not? And you just don't know you went to God on it. Now that thing got to come by there and whip your tail and just slice you a whole new crack in your bread basket. You're careful. Are you hearing what I'm saying there? What you say about me, it got to land somewhere. And it ain't got nowhere to land over here. Oh, God gonna get you for all that you do, and the exposure that happens to you bring to others is gonna come back to you. First of all, I hope it does, because my exposures are just. So I don't be putting out what I don't want to get back. You know, it gotta have somewhere to land. Oh, you taking money, you taking bribes, you a liar. I'm like, okay, this is go, because that ain't happened one day. So this just. Let us go. I don't know where that's going to go to. Oh, you just doing this. The next thing you know, you caught up in something crazy, in some kind of crazy, man. Let's go. You and spoke that thing up out your mouth, and that thing got to have somewhere to land. It ain't got nowhere to land here and there. Go. It ain't got nowhere to land. So he started having that kind of conversation that sounded like he about to come out the guard bag on me. You know, that kind of thing. And then I said, you know what? I said, just be careful at anything that you say to me. Because I'm treating you very nice, I ain't calling your name, don't do me like that. So that brought me to this, because I've experienced this a whole lot of times, and I'm just going to rat this off my brain right quick. But if you have been exposed online, my question is, who's to blame? Drum roll, please. Y'all black. Let me make it clear, you hear it again. Who's to blame when I'm exposed online? Who's to blame when I'm exposed online? Drum roll, please. Y'all black ass. I ain't laid down and had no baby with Natasha, whatever her name is. Are we clear on that? I didn't do that. I know that. My children, even when they weren't living in my house, just ask the mammy. I took care of my children. I flew the children down here. We split the bill most of the time. Sometimes I think I might have foot one time, she foot one time, but we was being consistent parents. I was raised and had an example. I just know better than that. And I'm not saying that's what he did, because allegedly he said that's not true and she said that it is. But we don't know yet. And I want to say this. If she wants to do an interview with me, I'm going to do an interview with her. If he wants to do an interview with me, I'm going to do an interview with him. We just saw this with David and Chanel or Chantel or whatever the name is. He's actually in town. He got I might go check him out. This is fair media. Both sides of the story can be told, especially when they don't. But the stories are so opposite. So it can't be that. And I would like to have them both on at the same time. Everybody can come on. If you're exposed online, and remember, if you're exposed online, you don't need to be fussing at the news outlet. You don't need to be fussing at the person that you need to talk to your audience. Because can't none of y'all in the church sector get online and talk to your whole audience. Not on your platform. Well, I'm going to say few of you. A few of you can. Well, most of you can't. And you need me. So that you can borrow the platform for a moment to tell your story, to get it out to whoever it needs to go to. So the last person you ought to piss off is me. Because you piss me off. I might, if I'm that person. Like, no, nigga, you can't come out here. You go make your few Facebook posts. You better hope I share. Yeah. So, if I get exposed online, who should I blame? Number one, your black ass. Because of you that did it. All right? That's number one. Number two, what I say. If I get exposed online, who's to blame? And what do I do? Let me tell you. It's talk to. Please, preachers, listen to me. Lord have mercy. Please trust me on this. Trust me. And I don't know how you look at me, but remember, I'm one of y'all, or I was at least, however you view it. Listen, I know how people can get out here and lie on you. Say you stole money. Say you slept with their wife or their husband or their daughter or their son. And people would believe it. It don't have to be any proof at all. So I get that. A disgruntled member leaving, everything you ever say to them, every rebuke, they tell it from their side, it just sound like you a monster. I get it. So when it comes to talking to me, although my platform, and this is something that came to my mind, y'all not going to understand this, but I'm going to tell you this, what came to my mind, I believe it was the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost of God that was talking to me today. He said, you got it there a whole lot of times to talk about your platform is to give voice to victims. God said to me, and this is what I believe to be God, said, I didn't tell you that. See, y'all Holy Ghost don't be talking to y'all like mine do. My Holy Ghost be jacking me up. I heard in my mind playing, my voice. How many times y'all heard me say that? My platforms to give voice to the victims and that. Said, I ain't tell you that. So then I'm like, okay, well, what is my platform for? I mean, so I'm not supposed to give voice to the victims? He said, you give voice to what is right. I said, ah! Because I got it. It's not about who. It's about what. Couldn't Google a move. I said, you're right. The thing got into my know it good and know it well and got to move around electrocuting all of my spiritualizations. And I went through it. Because see, if I focus, and I've done this for a little space of time, on giving voice to the victim, it makes me biased and not even know it. So no, you give voice to what is right. And since I put myself in that space, that's what makes me talk to the accused and the accuser. I call Marsha and I call Tashina to find out what was going on. That's the reason why I talked to the people I've talked to, that some were victims, some were just accusers, and then I reached out trying to get hold of the accused or the person that did it. So that helped shape my mind, although it was already in my behavior for a few months. But now I totally get it. So the person that you're going to need once your privacies become publications, the first thing you do is come to your own realization, what did I do or say or think that put me in a space to where now this thing is out here in a community larger than the one I'm in? Blame your blackness, because you did it. Nickel. That's that. Number two is, now what do? You need to get hope. And please listen to me, preachers. I know y'all always call y'all mentor, y'all pastor, or your personal prophet. Let me tell you this. No, I couldn't find the marriage certificate. Whoever emailed me that. No, for that case. You probably looking now. But if you email you, probably not. So I respond back to you. You need to get with somebody in media. Now, if your pastor, your mentor, your personal prophet got experience in media, okay, let's get them and listen to them. But it don't make sense to ask somebody for some help and advice and something they ain't never experienced. Go find you somebody else to talk to. The first thing you need to do is call somebody in media and find out how to handle this. Because depending on your situation, depends on what you should do. Sometimes you need to be silent. Sometimes you need to say something. Sometimes you just need to let it all play out because somebody else going to do something dumb and your whole story going to be forgotten. But sometimes you need to walk hand in hand with somebody in media to help you get in front of the part of your story that your narrative deserves to be in. I used to say get in front of your story, but that almost sounds like a trick. But to at least get, because once it's out, it's the story already in front of you, it's still not ringing. But now you need to get your narrative in the part of what is out that your narrative belongs in. Otherwise, you're going to be handled unjustly. And that ain't good for nobody. All right, that's all I want to say. My salad and my chicken should be here by now. Little grilled chicken from them. Y'all know them nuggets at Chick-fil-A, them grilled chicken nuggets got all kind of, it's real seasoned real well. And you eat all 12 of them, you only get like 100 or 200 calories. That's a blessing. So I'm gonna get some of that and I'm fixing me a little piece of salad. I got some of that dressing from Olive Garden. Oh my God, they sell it in the store. It's so good. You put it on your lettuce and stuff and get you some onions and stuff. Make your own salad at the house and be blessed while you just at the house. You ain't got to go out there to the Olive Gardens. But anyway, that's that. I don't have anything else to say. If you want to ask me a question right quick, you can. I'm going to see it. And I'm going to answer it. Thank you for Benita for asking people to donate to the platform. Thank you, you guys. This costs a lot of money. And I am building out the basement and where I'm moving to now for the purpose of my show. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's at Sam's Club too. It's at Publix here in Atlanta. Peanut butter and celery. Yeah. I heard about that. I ain't never did it. New glasses? Yes, I have on new glasses. Y'all like them? Cause my other glasses, that sort of go with my brand, they're plastic as well, but they're heavy. So I've been looking for new glasses for 2 years. And I've been going to the same place, trying on many different ones. And just the other day, I said, oh my God, this is it. I put on my face, I said, I know this is it. Let me just get this. And I have about 15 other pairs of glasses, but I needed an everyday wear. Because them other glasses I wear depending on where I gotta go. When is Reading My Way starting? It'll be this year, but we don't start recording until June. Because that's when Lisa, the mother of my children, moved here. Yeah. Thank you. Do you wear black shirts to make you look slimmer? Shut up, Jeff. No, but it's a good idea. You just saw me in person and talked about how tall and slender I was. Or did you just say the tall part? But I'm my biggest I ever been, though. But I'm not I'm 6'2" and 229 pounds. I am bigger than I ever been, and my weight gets stuck up top. So it'll get in my midsection and in my chest. It's not nice. My resting weight is 209. And so I need to get back to that. And so in order for me to do that, I got to stop eating late. And I'm going to come off sodas and juices. Jesus. I love to eat. Thank you. Yes, black does look good on me. No, it's not that bad. No. Let me tell y'all this. There been a lot of you guys I've ran into and I met, and y'all be like, oh, I didn't know you, I thought you were bigger. I'm like, you motherfucker. My style would be nice. But there's some things, the camera put some weight on it. And so there's some things that I gotta be doing. I'm country. I gotta be doing to say, yeah. And I'm gonna be in front of the camera. So I wanna get as much as possible off, so that when I am looking at myself on the TV thing, that I don't want to be, look at them boobs, man boobs. Look at the mitties, man titties. And like, I don't want to be throwing up at my own self. So I want to just work that out. I don't want to do that. When I'm coming to New York again. You know, I've received 4 appointments in New York to preach. And in spite of what you hear people say, I never stopped preaching. I just stopped pastoring. Hell. But I don't know. Well, some of that had conflict of interest, meaning I had other stuff I had to go do, and I had to do those things. And but in my spirit, I felt like I wasn't supposed to do it right then anyway, so I didn't do it. You thought I was short? No, I'm not short. No. You'll get an idea. Oh, okay, he ain't short. Please hit the thumbs up, the like for the video. Larry about that pastor last night. Did Trump camp send him? No, they never gave him a space in the White House or anything. No, I ran into him because I'm in the world of media, so we crossed paths. And he was in the city. I'm like, okay, let me clear some things around. Let's do the interview. And to those of you that said, oh my God, I can't believe I almost unsubscribed, you let him up here. Oh, well, maybe this platform isn't for you, because I always say that I'm going to let anybody I find interesting, I'm going to ask them on the show. It don't matter to me what they believe, what their orientation is, even what their sexual identity is. You look, I had T.S. Madison up here. That don't bother Larry. Not at all. No disrespect to the vlogger. I'll call him that to respect your platform, but I don't know what you said. That went fast. I don't even know what you said. All right. Larry doesn't be cussing. Not on my show. No, I don't. And outside of my show, I really don't. I mean, I can't say I do not at all, because if I need to, I will. Sometimes you have to. Larry, what is going on with you? And I'm not saying that blogger's name. And I need to get something together where I can contact all of you guys who, if you are a moderator, tell me your moderator name. Email me and tell me your moderator name. I need a way to contact you, because I want you to really understand what I'm doing here. I want people to be able to talk freely, but there's certain things I don't want. Like if they've been consistently negative, give them a chance or two. And if you don't like the comment, you can delete it or time them out for a little bit. But before you block them, that means they can't watch the platform. They can watch the platform, but they can't ever comment. And I don't want that, because I like engagement. You know. But that particular person, crazy, out their mind. I'm going to tell you what I've learned. And I think that he is hilarious, but out their mind and unprofessional. Anytime you're going to do a story, let me tell you what he don't know. Somebody called me and said that they were going to call him to tell him what they had heard. They called him to tell him what they heard. I done a little something here and there. 2 hours later, they were live reporting it with scriptures and talking rough and all of this like they knew it for the truth. You are unprofessional and you're unethical. And you really don't need no platform, in my opinion, because you are spreading poison. That's straight up gossip. You ain't even researched, called the other person nothing, and now you saying all this stuff? No, bro. There's gossip when it's more like gospel because it's spreading the truth and spreading awareness and creating conversation. But then there's gossip that is like slanderous, that is evil and harmful. I ain't participating in none of that kind of going on. All right. Another question. I don't think my salad is here yet and my nuggets. Cat Bell said he's too old for you to watch. Reid, what's the deal with Bishop Thurston and late Bishop Sims? They want him to talk at his death, from what I understand. There may be more to that, but that's all I researched. But by him being a bishop, the idea is when the bishop died, his body belonged to the church, not to the family. So the way that the service runs is determined by the bishopric and not by the family. But the family has sent some requests, that they knew that Sims did not want to happen. And it was for Thutson, whatever his name, not to say nothing. And so they informed him, they informed the bishops, Blake, and the people who done the programs, the national church done the programs, and they had his name up there. So he got up there anyway. And that's when that boy got up there and said, you ain't supposed to be up here. And the Bishop Blake said, listen, no. We must show love. God forgives us. We shouldn't let what happened out there determine how we respond in here. Talk like a flute. So, and he stood right there beside me. You know what I think? And this is my opinion. I think Bishop Blake is a nice guy. I don't know him. But my spiritualization say that this is probably a nice guy. Sweet as pie. Huh? All right. That's how he sound. You know what it is. All right. Oh, you talking about the jet. Let me explain why I use these words. I'm not going to do that. But I reserve the right to come to a conclusion about the content I can choose or not choose to put on my platform. I do not, and I want to be very clear on this, and I want you to tell everybody that you know, LarryReidLive does not believe the Jet story at all. Not even a little bit. When I first heard this story, I did. I think it connected with my trauma. But if I got all sides, and I'm just not talking about just his and the accused, but everybody in between, nah, bro. This something ain't right. And I heard that the vlogger's friend called into his live and basically said the same thing. Now, she wasn't talking about the Jit. She was actually talking about the Vixen. She's absolutely right. She's insightful. I'll tell you, there's some folk, we all can't see everything all the time. Now, me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be able to read you quick. But where I mess up is where if you got a story and something like that, and you female, you can play me a little bit in times past. I'm a whole lot better now. Somebody may look at it and say, okay, we saw, this particular female play you. But that only lasted for a few months. And And then for several months, I knew who they were and still was okay with allowing them to text me all the way up to about November. But I was not fooling up with them. I already knew that it was not right. So I'm saying maybe at this time, that particular person just can't see, but eventually they will. So it takes some people longer to see than it does you. So let's leave it at that. Y'all better obey what the moderator said, because they're going to get you. They're going to get you. How are the girls doing in school? Well, they're doing really good. They're at 88% right now, both of them. And they're in 2 different grades. They're at 88%. I always get emails from their teachers. I had my children in private online school. I took them out of public school because I was losing my children. We're going through the divorce and been in a 2-mom household, not going to church, only coming to my house every once in a while, getting all into that music with that horrible cussing and content is terrible. And then coming to school and the way that the school is and their culture is and their generation, I was losing my children. And when I say losing them, what I'm saying is they were losing themselves. It's like they were becoming whatever was around them in their environment. And thanks be to God, their mom recognized that before she and the person she was with broke up. Right prior to that, she happened to not have to go to work on the weekend and stay home with just her and the girls. You know, because the other person had like 3 children too. And 3 children was made 5 altogether. And she called me, she said, something not right, but our oldest daughter, she needs you. Because see, I'm regimented. And plus, Kendall, the helper idol for the show, well, Vincent, that used to be on the show with me, was my first personal assistant, but then he became executive assistant and ran all the churches, the businesses, everything. And so I needed another personal assistant. That's when I pulled Kendall in. But Kendall is in school for teaching and however. So I got him he was actually a teacher in the school I had. I had a group of teachers in a school in Raleigh, Durham. And so Breakthrough School of Higher Learning and Development. And so when I put them in what I did now, and then with the growth of LRL, everything that's balanced out, I'm like, okay, Kendall, I need you again. So I got him now full-time. So aside from the teachers that they deal with online and have to pay for that, they have Kendall as well. So that makes it really good for them, you know, as far as schools are concerned. And he was doing that before. Now, Vincent, Buddha, my kids look at him, they used to call him Manny. I mean, because he was there when my babies were tiny. I mean, when it was still up in me before I put him in Lisa. You know, well, no, he was there when Zara was young. Wait a minute. He was there when both my children were, he been there from the very beginning. I forgot that he came 03. And Lisa got pregnant. Baby was born. She got pregnant in 03, and baby was born in 04. That's right. Yeah. So he been around the whole time. But Kendall came later on. You know. So she sent Zaria back here from Florida because she knew she was getting off, and she was doing crazy stuff. She had no business. And plus, she knew Kendall was here as well. So you got 2 people watching all the time, and I work from home. So when she ain't at school, she was here. But then at school, like, she would get into all this stuff, catching Ubers here and there. I said, okay, you about to die, and I'm going to be in jail. Let me take you out. So then I took her younger sister out, too, at the same time. So that's how that happened. All right, I'm missing questions, ain't I? Let me see. Tell Vince he can't be a moderator. He's in here? Yes, he can. Is he in here? He don't know this number. I can't call him from this number. Your eldest is a lot like you. She looked like me. She's like her mom. The youngest looked like her mom, and it's just like me. That's how that go. But both of them are a lot like me. Yeah. House Lady Brown, she's in a place and she's doing well. I'm glad y'all care about these people. He said the rebellion is like me. Oh, yeah, that's true. How long does it take to start and establish a school? Depends on your team, because they, Lord Jesus. Vincent tell you about that. I never gave, John Drake Ford said, why you gave up preaching? I never did. How is Nisi? I ain't talked to her in about 2 months. Denise, I haven't talked to her. Thank you, Clark. Y'all see my baby mama, Elisa done to my, you just wanted to show off the glasses. No, I had a great conversation. You like the glasses. You're moist. Is that what it is, Lisa? You. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let me see. Yeah, they're new. I mean, but I got like 15 pairs, so this is number 16. But this is probably going to be, what's going on with the James Hall story? I done an update on that, but I think I had to make that video private because I was talking about something else that I had to take down on that same video. Well, he doing what he do. What's going on with Baby Jakes? Well, you know he's getting sued. It's on rollingout.com. They put up a new thing, but I put it up before. If you notice, they're all behind me. Larry doing an update on Pastor Sammy. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I do have an update for that. Oh, it's so sad. He seemed like he a good man. He just loved that ping. That thing, I'm gonna tell you, I knew a pastor, I ain't gonna call his name, from Goldsboro, North Carolina. When I tell you this man was talented and could preach. But as a little lad, I guess he got molested, and I told you when you get molested, it open you up, but don't know which way it's gonna open you up. And the way that it opened him up to where he wanted to just go around and looking at pings and touching pings, sitting on them and putting them in his mouth. But what ended up, Larry, I am on live, check email. Oh, I saw your email, I answered you, but I'm gonna respond to your email in writing, but I answered you. And he waited till like 30-something years old. See, the thing that the church don't, Jesus Christ. We need some, when it comes to these children coming up, they need somebody to talk to openly, because they're going to explore some things, but they need to do it hand in hand with some wisdom. Because some stuff you don't know until you explore it. And exploration don't mean you have to go do it. It means that you have to have an open, honest conversation about it, because your brain don't know the difference. If you're talking about it, imagine it, and you're speaking in it openly, passionately, open, honestly, your brain and your body thinks you're having the experience. So that's what people need, a safe place to have that kind of conversation. And hand in hand with wisdom. And of course, some people are going to go and take it to that level and do it however. But when you suppress, you depress, and you repress. So there's a part of your brain, your body, your personality, your soul, your being does not develop because you've repressed it all. And repression is a devil. Ooh, that thing come up crazy. And so this man, he went till 30-something years old when he got his first taste of pain. Now, mind you, that's 30-something years of been wondering, probably done jacked off or humped 59 times thinking about, ooh, if I just had a peen. So when he done that, he went like a kid in the candy store. And I heard he got HIV now. He about 50 years old, but he done went through 190,337 people. You know, so, people, they need time to, they need hand in hand with wisdom to have them kind of conversation and explore this little piece, because, you know, I don't know how I got in this conversation with the James Hall question. I watched the video you posted about Bishop Sims. I felt the issue should have been handled before his death. Oh, yeah, I agree. It was ugly. Oh, you emailed me again after you respond. Okay, I'm going to see it, and I'm going to email you back. Okay, it was a James Hall question. I know something got me into this comment. Y'all like, you know, this, This is what y'all like. Y'all like for me to get up here, run my mouth, and get over into a conversation I ain't got no business having. Oh, Lord, Prophet Turpin and his wife. I haven't heard an update on them. But you know, I talked to her. I didn't talk to him, or either I talked to him or didn't talk to her. I can't remember. I hope I ain't get the stories mixed up. And it's just really interesting. That's the mental illness thing in the church, because that was in play there. Y'all let these people go get their head worked on. Bloomer. Well, I'm going to say this concerning Bloomer. First of all, my name is Larry Reid, and I have absolutely nothing to do with that whole ordeal. That's number one. So we're going to see what happens with that. But from what I understand and what I was told, a lawsuit was filed yesterday, or, that's what I was told. It's just a story. I didn't have no verification. And if that's the case, then he definitely will not be speaking unless it's those controlled statements that come through the lawyer, like what the Grays are doing. Oh, I don't care if somebody talk about me bad, whoever that was that said that. That don't mind. That's advertisement. All them people you see talking about me are my somewhat entertaining employees. They're working for me free. Because as you see, my subscription numbers are still going up. My views are still on the up and up. Right in the midst of all this stuff in the last month and a half, I've had so many phenomenal doors to open. Me and my family was dragged into conversation we should not have been in. And I don't want to brag, because there's some blessings that are so good you can't tell. And this is one of them. And that blessing just trickled down. And I'm so thankful to God, and I hated that it bothered, my baby moms, my children, had talked to them, even my mentor, and them names getting called and stuff, really, called people just jealous. And you just go with the territories. I'm thankful. You know why they doing that? And their cardboard Section 8 homes with no money, looking raggedy, with no degrees, fake or real, no vehicles, and if there is, probably vehicles 20 years old, 15 years old, and I'm saying that for a reason. And you may say that things don't matter, but that devil is a lie. He said, press down, shaking together, running over, and then also talking about, I will that you prosper, even as your soul prosper. And that ordeal had to go into a certain space. Now it don't bother me. But for like 2 days ago, when they started mentioning Shamako, Kendall, my children, and my baby mama, okay, see, I know the devil know that's that spot. So I had to go to God. Father God, in another, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. Go to God. And then before I got up, God said, I'm going to bless all y'all. He kept his promise. Went to the car lot yesterday, made sure to get Kendall a new 2020 automobile, 2020. Day before that, went with Shamako, get him a new 2020 automobile, nice cars, no miles on them, 8 miles on them, however, because we can. And you know why we can? Because we went in the right spot in the spirit when the devil started doing his mess. Now to open it up and got this property, I'm about to build out the basement, thousands of square footage, about 6-7 square foot. They ain't got nothing going on. They're not on my level. So what's the point of me keep going back and forth with people that's not on my level? Pedigree, I'm in a whole different income bracket. It don't make no sense to have that conversation. And Warner Bros. Not calling you. Why am I going to sit there and I'm not going to do that. And my mentor told me, gave me a nice rebuke. Larry, that's not your world. Let them do what they're doing. That's not your world. It's true. God bless those spiritually poor people. Because that's what the problem is. Get your spirit up, your money, your brand, and everything else going to come up. But until then, enjoy the bottom. Now, the old me wouldn't have even said that, but oh well, today is a brand new day. You can call it bragging or what you want to call it. It just is what it is. It's facts. You suck. Yeah, that's how he said. He says, Larry. Larry. Yeah. Yeah, that's what. And then when let me tell you something. This is what I know, and I've seen this 100,000. I can tell you how many times as a pastor. Only thing you need to do is do perfection. Just get it out your mind. Integrity and honesty is where it's at. Because see, integrity, already people think that means being perfect. No, it's about being truthful and honest about where you are and who you are to who it matters. Starting with you. As long as you keep your integrity up. I say, y'all are hitting the CashApp. I pray God bless you. I pray that God bless you, because some of you sowing into churches and it ain't good ground. But this MBNNetwork is good ground. God will help people. Thank you so very much. All right, so anyway, somebody told me Bishop came on the show and done something about $1,000 seed. Now, mind you, I believe in $1,000 seed. I believed in $1,000 seed when I had $1,001 in my account. I'm telling you what truth is. And I activated something with that because I had started doing this funny thing with my tithe. Let me tell you, I'm gonna confess. Everybody give me the thumbs up, and I tell you a secret to wealth. All right. And I'm on my way, ain't there yet. I'm just cracking the surface. Okay, but listen to this. Not in the chat like that, you got to hit the thing. If you ain't hit it. If you already hit it, then you can do it in the chat. Okay, let me tell you something. I said, Reverend Ike, question mark. I don't know him, but his spiritual son, or the one he mentored, is my mentor. Okay, now, let me tell you what I did. I quit pastoring in January 2017. Now, I was always a tither. Thank you, Reverend Joyce. And Marjorie and Lisa, thank you. I was always a tither. And in my church, what I taught, because I saw in the scriptures, that you don't pay the tithe. You give the tithe as a people. So we never talked about paying tithe. It was a giving the tithe, because really returning it back to God, and that your giving began at the offering. Well, that was for that level of revelation that I had. So at that level of revelation I had, that's how I ended the church. So then I was like, I still need to be giving at least my tithe, away. So what I started doing was sending some money to this person. If I see somebody behind me in the grocery store, I would do something for them. Or I would pay for their whole buggy. Or I would, because the tithe, Larry Reid, shall not stop. Glory. Hallelujah. And so, I was still being blessed. Now, I'm going to tell you this. That blessing was proportionate to the ignorance that I was doing. Because although I was still blessed, I had a lot of struggle still. I was still eating. I still made it. I'm sitting right here. I still pay stuff, but I wasn't as blessed then as I am now. Let me tell you what I did. So one day, I went to the prophetic college. I was doing all of the advertisement. Well, it was Luther McKinstry. His mama, Pat McKinstry. I don't know if y'all know these folks. But he was having a conversation. It was me, Luther, Bloomer, Bishop Jordan. I want to say, what's that girl? Prophetess. Oh, prophetess. Used to work with Juanita Banner. What's her name? Marcia Morrison. That popped right in my mind. And we was all on things. We started having a conversation. This may not have been on the phone because my memory is bad. It may have been at the actual meeting. So there will be all the people I named, plus Bishop Demetrius Senegal, plus Brian Carr, plus Genesis Warren, plus some other man from Alabama. I don't remember. But anyway, somewhere in there, somebody says something about a teruma. I said, a Taruma? What the devil's a Taruma? Who is that? I think I know that name of somebody. Is that Mary's girl? But anyways, Luther had a rabbi that used to mentor him that was telling him about how the Jews interpret the scriptures. How we say, how have you robbed God? Say in tithe and in offering. So it's Hebraic, it's basically Hebraic, Jewish, what do you want to call it, way that they handle their monies. It said in the tithe and in the offering. So what was the offering? What is that? They said that is the teruma. So that's not the offering, the what we give over the 10% at church. They said no, the teruma is what you give to the priest. Now I think I'm saying all this right. Thank you so much, Kim Sue Hair Art, for that. Did I say thank you for? Oh, thank you, Mark, for the Cash App. If I see anything come through anywhere on the website, I'm a thank you. And so what ended up happening was, so then I understood this. This is what I'm going to break it all down. This is what I started doing. So to your personal prophet, to your priest, you are supposed to give 2%, or if you're a generous man, 2.5%, all this in scripture, of whatever you make and give it to the priest. Now, that is supposed to come out of your tithe. So if I make $1,000, because I think I taught this to my patrons and LRL wrong. I took it down, I had to take it down anyway. So I'm going to teach it to the MBN patrons probably in the next 2 weeks and put it in there in video. And give it the scriptures and everything. Now, what I did, I said I'm going to do the 2.5% because that's a generous man. So if I make $1,000, let me make sure I do this now. Don't y'all laugh at me because I'm caught up in this thing. So if I do 2.5% of $1,000, I'm pulling it up, we're going to see. That's $25. Okay. So $25 I'm supposed, and really that's what it is every $1,000, $25. But you can type it in Google and Google, it will tell you. So I send that to my personal prophet and to my priest. Now I have adopted Jordan as that. So I started doing this June of 2019. I'm telling y'all this is a testimony that I'm gonna get up all here and eat my salad. Thank you so much, Adelaide Johnson. Thank you, may God bless you. And so what I did, I said, okay, so that 25 go to them. Now, what is the tithe of 1,000? Y'all tell me what's the tithe of $1,000? Oh, I saw Rose Gold. Felicia, you knocked out her comment, but I saw you what you said, Rose Gold. You said, please tell me how to do this because I'm a tither and I'm so low. If that's happening, that means you're handling your money wrong. And this, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is what I experienced. I don't know how we get on this tonight. This is what I experienced. And I've been a tither and had struggle in my life as well. So something we got wrong in the church because that ain't supposed to be happening. Either he's in bad ground or whatever. And that teruma, T, I think is apostrophe, R-U-M-A-H, or either T-A-R-U-M-A-H. That's supposed to go to a worthy priest. That means it has to be someone that is holy, set aside, sanctified, a worthy priest. And so I started doing that. So that $20 or that 2.5% of 1,000 is $25. Now, what's the tithe of 1,000? Everybody said 100. Now, since that's the tithe, what you're supposed to give to the priest is really a tithe or a portion of the tithe. So you do $100. Let me do some calculators. So my tithe is $100, but I sent to the priest $25. So minus $25 equals $75. Now you're supposed to take that $75. Now that $75 because it belongs to. Wait a minute, y'all. Did I say that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Because I do mine different. I do mine over and above different percentages because I started in June. This one I'm teaching y'all is the basic, but I supersede all this. Okay, so that leaves $75. Is I'm saying it right? Let me call Bishop right quick, because I don't think that's right. Because it seems like you do 2.5% off of everything you made. And then whatever's left, you tithe off of that. Is that right? Somebody asked how I do it. I want to tell you how I do it. So I said, call the bishop, but he don't know this number. Yeah, Michael done got another car, girl. Okay, but I think this is right. So then, yeah, this is right. I got it. It's right. So what's left is $75. That's $75. That's your tithe now. He said, "But I made my tithe. I made $1,000. So my tithe is $100. No, a portion of that tithe is supposed to go to your priest, your personal property. But got to be a worthy man. Now don't curse yourself and mess up your whole life now. All of that tithe is supposed to go to the local church. This is supposed to go straight into the hand of your priest. This is not supposed to be counted in an envelope, because then that get taxes involved. This is not supposed to be something that you give to somebody and they make sure you done your room and then they give it to the pastor. No. This is supposed to go straight to your personal prophet, your priest, and to somebody that is worthy. So that leaves you $75. Y'all got it now? So I made $1,000. My tithe is $100, but I take 2% or 2.5%. The Bible say, generous man, 2.5%, because that's what I do. And that's $25. You send that to your priest. You take that $25 from your tithe amount, which was $100, now $75. You take that $75 and you give it to the temple. Now, in today's time, that will be a nonprofit organization. So the nonprofit organization I give my tithe to is Zoe Ministries. It has happened to be my daughter's name. I know these people are integral with how they handle stuff. I watched what they've done. In fact, I've been doing advertisements for them. I've seen the behind the scene. I said, okay, I can trust this. I think this nonprofit is doing what's proper, you know. So that's the whole, that thing's supposed to go into a proper space. And most of the people ain't putting their money in the right space. This is the thing. But it is all right. And so I put that over there. Now, the next thing you're supposed to do is the tithe to yourself. So if your tithe was $100 from the $1,000, now you tithe $100 to yourself. But this is what you're supposed to do with it. You're supposed to divide it by 3. Okay, so what's all right, where's my calculator? $100 divided by 3 equals what? This right here. $33.33. So then I take that $100 I typed to myself now, and I divide it 3 ways. 1/3 of it belongs to the poor. And see, that go back to what I was saying. Remember I said how I was doing it wrong? Because what I was doing, I was taking my entire tithe and giving it to people less fortunate or just helping people. But where you sow, you grow in your life. That thing ain't smart to be giving a whole hunk of your money to someone or and sowing into a space that is not profitable, that is not that is not owned. That's you're supposed to take a portion. Now this is biblical, but I ain't got the scripture right now, but I put it over there with MBN. You take 1/3 and you're supposed to give it to the poor. Now there's a such thing as the working poor. So you can really give that to, what I do, I give my 1/3 part to my parents. That's what I do. You can do whatever you want to do. It's a way of me honoring, first of all, they are the working poor, although they retired. All of us out the house, you know, my parents are not wealthy. And so I give that to them. So anytime I'm giving to God, I give to my parents, which is the channel by which God calls me to break into this world, into existence. So for me, it's really sacred. So I give it to my parents. Now, the other 2 parts of that 1/3 of that tithe to yourself, one is supposed to go for retirement, and the other one is supposed to be for your spiritual pilgrimages. Now, you know, they were supposed to go up there to the Holy City 3 or 4 times a year. I think it's 3 times a year, 4 times a year. So you were supposed to take that money and use that money in order to go to your pilgrimages or where we're supposed to go, you know, for in the day's time. This is what I use it for. I know I'm gonna go to Prophetology twice a year, and that's in New York, in the middle of Manhattan. Then I'm probably gonna also 2 other times a year just go somewhere for relaxation, for refuel. So I use that part or that account. I use that for travel to like a spiritual getaway or a relaxation of things. Because vacation and rest is a part of your spiritual practice. It's supposed to be, but you have to be able to fund it. So all you people that really aren't practicing this type of going on with your money, and then you always tired and somebody, I need to get away on vacation. If you start handling your money right, in about a year, you'll be able to plan 3 or 4 vacations a year that won't come out of your main pot. And I put it over there, forget about it. So one is in your retirement and one is for your pilgrimages. So that's how I've been doing money. I started June. Listen to me. Big difference. Big old difference. That's all I got to say about that. And you should start it. Now, if you're in credit card debt, cause I remember when I first started this, I said, now, Bishop, I got some credit cards and stuff like that. He said, okay. I said, how? He said, the Bible says, owe no man. How are you going to be putting away money for pilgrimage and putting away money for, he may have said the poor and for retirement. Pay those credit cards off. That's sin. I said, wait a minute. Nigga, you know what? You got one more time to come out your face trying to tell me what to do. Larry, it's ungodly. Debt is ungodly. It is sin. You're not supposed to use those credit cards unless you're going to pay them off by the statement date. You know, because see, Bishop is calm. He get white folk mad. He don't get really mad. Now, to you, if you see, like, oh my God, I can't believe Bishop said, but that ain't really like, if you had a black mama that's really tired and the way she get upset, he don't be like that. He just be talking strong and might drop a couple words. Yes, the Bishop. He might. I seen him on 2 eyes. When him and Karen got into it that time, he said, and you took a dagger, and all of you that I trained in the prophetic and fed in my home, and then took a dagger and put it in my D back. I said, wait now. I said, wait. Did he say his D-A-M-N back? Oh, it's Elijah. That was so good to me. I can't wait to get back to report and tell that story. Y'all remember that? I talked about this on this thing. So yeah, that's that. Larry, debt is ungodly. And credit card debt is horrendous. You must pay it off. Okay. I was looking for to put some money to the side. I need to go somewhere. I'm tired. All right. Somebody said damn is the cuss word. It is to some people. You know, here in America, damn and hell is, but over there in UK, damn and hell ain't. You know, so. But then they go crazy and say bloody. Oh, bloody. All right, I'm about to go eat my salad. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we'll absent one from another and give us peace. And Word Network updates, boycott within the next week. Right there on the ground. You need a personal prophet. I agree, everybody. I think you need a personal prophet more than you do a pastor. But you let the pastors tell it. They tell you, oh, you need a pastor. No, okay. All right. That's good. And I know it's my back. All right. See you guys later. I'll talk to you. Goodbye.